Everyone sit down, because today is booming day! Hey everyone, you remember last video about the time my hair was on fire? It was pretty lit though. I told you there about Prom 3000 and the big outrage of the kids for basically nothing. For the people who are new to this, let me summarize what happened. Prom 3000 was a plan for a fusion of 3 neighboring schools and everyone hated it. People hated it so much that it eventually became a war. Although that might be a bit clickbait, nevertheless, it wasn't far off. No, we went on a strike. Surprising. The first strike happened only a day after the news of Prom 2000 was published. And everyone was outraged. Except for me. Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention during the announcement. However, I just went a bit with it. Although, that was a mistake. You had kids who were screaming angrily and the petitions were flying everywhere. And, ooh, a Pokemon. This was like the usual stuff before a strike. But the real affair arrived when we entered the playground. Everyone had probably heard about a rumor to strike when the bell rang. Except for me again. I mean, come on, there was a shiny Pokemon. How could I resist? So the bell rang and everyone went on something we call a sit strike. Sit strike? Okay, for the few people whose brain cells aren't smart enough to know what a sit strike is, it's when you sit down and do basically nothing. So after lunch, the teachers must be really surprised to see about 700 children sitting on the playground. You know what? I give up. And you know what the unbelievable part was? The teachers just jumped right into the crowd. And we all just sat there. Now it's getting scary. The crowd started moving. I didn't know where. And I took this picture. You can see a little gap here. That was just because I was more on the back of the row. But just imagine like 400 people right in front of me. The road led us right to the door of our neighboring school. We'll call the school Whopper School. Because why not? The moment I entered the building, my perspective of people changed. The cruelty of humans came out just like a pack of hyenas when they see a fresh corpse for the first time. It was a battlefield, and I was right there, on the front lines. We all gathered around on the playground and the kids started yelling. We don't want to be part of you! You guys suck! Hey! Why isn't there any Pokestop on the campus? Then I saw something terrible. A kid took out a rock out of his jacket and just smashed it through a window where kids were inside. Look, I know you're angry, little boy, but have some moral respect. After, I don't quite remember how it all ended. I assumed we all eventually left and went home. It could also be that we all went back to class. I don't remember. The first battle of the war was over, and it was a massive W for our school. But the Whoppers weren't going to let it slide off. No, they went right to the third school, Among Us Academy, and probably smashed everything to pieces. And it didn't take long for us to get involved too. Let's go boys, time to have some fun! Except I wasn't there. No, I was in class. Exciting. However, I heard stories. Stories of veterans, of friends who came back alive, and it was a catastrophe. According to them, people got locked in classrooms by teachers of Among Us Academy. And an idiot of our school also got a criminal record by exploding a cobra bomb on the playground. Come on! It wasn't good. But Among Us Academy now also wanted revenge. And rumors spread they will come to our school right before lunch break. So the school called in the police to blockade us. No one in, no one out. Then lunch break happened and we could hear them scream from miles away. Ha! Try to get in, nerds! Now I'll go peacefully to my class, something you couldn't do. Their counterattack failed, just like the game Among Us did. After a few more strikes happened, but luckily no more raids. And finally, after a good week, they scrapped the project and everything died down a bit. But the scars were set, and this would later follow in the fire incident. Hey look, that's me with my jacket on the playground.